Welcome back, everybody. My name is Justin Carris. I'm joined by Enosh Shachar. I just wanted to go a little bit briefly into one of my favorite topics. We're here at the Analyst Lounge to talk about the new mechanic added into Pokemon Sword and Shield, Dynamaxing. Let's get into your thoughts first. What do you think about Dynamaxing, Enosh?
It's completely changed Pokemon. Like everything can now work, everything can now be viable, everything can deal damage. Everything can also just not take any damage, and it's a different game, and it's just really exciting to be a part of it.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely added like a third dimension to Pokemon that it never had. Um, because now you don't just have to think about the pieces on the field. You have to think about the value of Dynamax and how you apply it in terms of tempo, and making sure that you're reducing your opponent's output. And there's so many things that Dynamax has done for the way that Pokemon games actually play out. So there's a couple things we'll go over. First of all, when you get a Dynamax Pokemon, you have double the amount of HP. Which is huge. It's kind of like having a super large berry that you can just tap into immediately. And there's no real drawback to it other than you have to stay in. And
Yeah.
you only get 3 turns of it. So you lose secondary effects from some moves, but basically all your moves get boosted in power. Max moves is what they're called. And you have access to stat control, setting terrains, setting weather. So there's all of these new flexible options that are kind of afforded to you in team building and in gameplay. So it's in my opinion, it's only inspired people to step up to the challenge of implementing Dynamax and playing better Pokemon.
I absolutely love Max Wormwind and Max Steel Spike. Just it goes and gives you an intimidate or like it can basically intimidate on whatever Pokemon you want to, and those moves are surprisingly available. I love how Duraludon can just boost its defense, boost its or lower the opponent's attack, and just go from there when it Dynamaxes, and just really gives you new ways to control the game, as you just really brought up.
Yeah, not having a reliance on stat control from something like an Intimidator is super huge. And what you mentioned, not only being able to boost something like the defense of a Duraludon, but being able to boost your partner's defense as well, or boosting the speed of your partner as well, allows for like a whole new layer of play. So if you have something like, say, a Togekiss on the field, and you've already gone for something like a Max Airstream, you have +1. You bring in a Pokemon that with the new dynamic speed changes will benefit from another max airstream. You could take something that doesn't need the speed advantage, invest in attack instead. So it both makes the player need to play better during the turns that they're actually executing their action, and it makes people have to get more creative in team building as well. And I think that having access to the ability to boost something like a bulky Waters defense in team building is huge. It's like, all right, I don't need to put all these points into my Milotic's defense. I can, afford a little bit of extra defense because if I'm in this position where I'm facing off against this attack, I can go for a max steel spike with my Excadrill or Duraludon, and then my Milotic will live, and then I can get the Scald or the Icy Wind off that I want.
Yeah, it really lets you prepare for anything. Like it might not happen. You might play a full tournament and it doesn't even come up. But the fact that you could have it work out in your favor, just it makes it a relief, and you know that you can always win out whatever the situation comes. It also, like you said, increases creativity. We saw Blast Burn on Charizard. The only other time that I saw a move like that was Hydro Cannon, I believe, in 2011 when I played someone in the seniors division at nationals. That was the only other time that I've ever seen one of those moves. And now I see Blast Burn Charizard, thanks to you, Aaron, and Wolf, all of the time.
Yeah, there was a lot of thinking that went behind that, and I really will give the credit to Wolf Glick for making that like the go-to move there, because you have to rationalize why you want to use a base 150 power move that can miss, that afford that basically nullifies your ability to attack the next turn. And the theory behind it is you're getting that base power not only as a max move, but after maxing, so you get essentially a fourth max turn. Not only with the max power, but you're able to. I mean, the Charizard in that situation is most likely going to get knocked out anyway, and you just want to get your value turns and then go. So that's another layer that Dynamaxing has brought. You can get a lot more creative with your moves and stuff like that. But I believe that we actually have our next round coming up. So I'm done gushing about my new favorite mechanic. Thank you for joining me, Enosh, and we will be right back with our round 3.
Yeah, and